you took that opportunity to beat yourself up, to just, because somewhere in your mind, you think that's the way we get things done. If I whip myself into shape, if I flog myself, I will stop doing that thing. My only question for you in that is, how's that been going so far? Welcome back. I'm Dr. Andrea Christian Parks, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, sis, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. We are in week 3 of this series on what we need for permanent weight loss. Now, if you've missed the beginning, go back, because in the very beginning, we started talking this month about the hero's journey and how you are the hero in your weight loss journey. And if you missed it, some of this might not hit in the same way. You know what I'm saying? So go back and at least watch the first episode of this series, because I want you to be inspired to be the hero of your own journey. And this weight loss journey, you are the hero of. Okay, so before we go any further, don't forget, it's time to subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, why not? It's free. Do it. Hit that little button, subscribe, and you're in there so that whenever you want the videos, they're coming up for you. Okay? So you don't miss anything. Also hit your notifications so that you don't miss the new ones that come out, and like and share. You be generous and give it to other people who need it as well. So if you like what you're hearing here, if you're getting help, you're being inspired, I want you to like it, give it a thumbs up, and share it with somebody who you know who needs this help too. All right, so what are we talking about this week? We are talking about a superpower. And I think sometimes we forget that we have this superpower, but we absolutely have it. Let me tell you what the superpower is. The superpower is compassion. It's compassion that we direct at ourselves. And that is where we start to falter. We start to get a little unsure. Here's what happens. We're real familiar with compassion. I want you to think for a second. When things happen in other people's lives, to our family, to our friends, to anybody that we love, hard things, challenges, illnesses, financial difficulties, difficult diagnoses, death, we feel very deeply for those people. We make meals for them. We call, we send cards, we text, we check in, we extend our love and our support to them. We offer kindness. So this is an emotion that you are very familiar with. The thing that happens is that we don't see it as a superpower that we need, that we offer ourselves. And here's how you know. So often, if you listen to the voice in your head, the last time you had tried to follow any sort of eating plan and you made a mistake, you found yourself eating cookies at 10 o'clock at night, you'd stayed on your plan all day, you were doing great, and then you ended up mindless. All of a sudden, you're just eating cookies. And you're like, I can't believe I just did that. What was in your mind? What were the thoughts that you thought about that mistake? I bet one thing was you didn't think it was a mistake. You didn't call it a mistake. You didn't call it a slip up. You didn't call it just an accident, or, okay, that was a hiccup, we're gonna move forward. No, you called that stupid. You said something real ugly to yourself, probably something along the lines of, you're never gonna get this. I mean, this is, PG rated, so I won't use any ugly words, but you probably said some real nasty stuff to yourself about how you're never gonna succeed. This is exactly why you keep failing. You deserve to be overweight, obese, fat, whatever it is, whatever word offends you, that word, you use that one. And you took that opportunity of a mistake, and a mistake just means you didn't hit your goal. It doesn't mean you are defective. A lot of times we think if we make a mistake, there's something wrong with us. No, it just means you missed the mark, okay? So you took that opportunity to beat yourself up, to just, because somewhere in your mind, you think that's the way we get things done. If I whip myself into shape, if I flog myself, I will stop doing that thing. My only question for you in that is, how's that been going so far? As far as weight loss is concerned. Because you could probably think of quite a few instances in your real life, in business, in education, in becoming whatever your degree is in, whatever your, certifications, all the things you do. You can absolutely come up with examples of when the whipping yourself into shape actually was successful. And I will say this, that's the reason why you keep doing it. It is. Because it does work. But here's the problem. It's a temporary fix. When you go for an educational goal, a certificate, whatever the short-term thing is, even if it's a years-long thing, even if you have a PhD, even if you went through medical school and residency and all those years, it's still temporary. There was an end. When we're talking about permanent weight loss, what we are talking about is changing your thinking and your mentality permanently to support you living a different way permanently. There's no end. You may get to your weight loss goal and that will be an end. That's going to happen. But the thinking and the behavior that you're changing is not temporary. So the temporary whip yourself into shape, smack yourself around, get it together sort of talk really actually doesn't help. It actually just slows you down. I want to talk about two of my characters in the hero's journey who got to that place. And I want you to remember, especially if you saw the movies, those moments of major compassion that they used and how it really was a superpower. So let's think about that for a second. The first example I want to talk about is Shuri in Wakanda Forever. Now, remember she was battling against the prince king of the underwater world. It wasn't underworld like hell or anything. It was the water world. And they had their own vibranium stash, and they were threatened by the tool that was supposed to detect the vibranium, and so was Wakanda. And so they were battling, and there came a point in that pinnacle battle between the underwater king and Shuri as Black Panther. And she had the best of him, and she could have ended him. Like, she could have just wiped him out. And do you remember that the decision she made was not to do that? She chose to form an alliance with him, to offer him the chance to be united. That moment, man, I love that moment. Just remember that opportunity to offer compassion offers unification, power, and motivation for going forward. I'll give you another example. Think about when Moana is on her journey. Now, she knows what she needs to do is restore the heart of Te Fiti, but she also thinks she has to destroy that fire monster, Taka. Now, what happens when she realizes that Taka has just been corrupted by the removal of the heart? And she walks toward Taka with the heart, with a spirit of restoration You hear me? Restoration, sis. Restoration. She goes in there to restore Taka back to become Te Fiti. And the change in the environment. Okay, you gotta follow me on this analogy. What would be different in you if you were to offer yourself compassion? You're in some loops, you're in some behavioral loops, some thinking loops, some things that are familiar and normal for you, and you're in the process of trying to change them. And instead of thinking they need to change on a dime like that, understanding that you have a goal, you're over here going towards the goal, and there's some obstacles and some challenges, and you can keep going, but sitting behind the obstacle and being mad because you ran up against it and fussing at yourself, that's just a waste of time. It doesn't help you get motivated to go forward. You just think the obstacle's too big, too strong, too powerful. You can't do it. You can't get over it. But you can if you can ally with yourself, get unified with yourself, remember the goal, and support yourself forward to get around, through, over, however you got to get around the obstacle. When you are struggling with thinking, I can't believe I did this again, it doesn't help to be angry at yourself about it. What does help, though, is to remind yourself, I've been doing this for 30 years. Of course, this is going to come up, and now I see it differently. And now that you see it differently, when it comes up, when the cookies show up again, when the opportunity to eat ice cream out the freezer comes up again, when you think I should eat the chips on the counter that the kids left behind, now you get to go, okay, wait, where am I going? Where am I on this journey? Oh, this is just the obstacle. Of course I want to eat that. And I also want to get to my goal. And I want that more than I want the chips. And so I'm going to go around this obstacle, and I'm not going to eat the chips. Or if I bump up and I eat the chips, okay. Reset. Of course I did that. And it's okay. And I'm going to keep going forward. I'm not going to waste time fussing, fighting, kicking, screaming, thinking it's impossible, quitting for a week, quitting for 2 months, and then try to get back on plan again. No. Right now. That was a mistake, and I'm going forward because I'm the hero in this story, and I'm a powerful woman, and this is not going to defeat me. Some chips are not going to defeat me. Some cookies are not going to be the thing that stops me. This can be your success. You can win this. You can remodel your brain. You can create something completely different. You can have a different thinking, feeling, mentality going forward that changes your body as well as it's changing your mind. Okay? But compassion is your superpower tool in going forward, in keep getting up with. Think about all those stories. Think about all the obstacles Shuri faced. Think about all the things Moana faced. If they just sat down and said, I guess I can't do it, what kind of story would that be? That's not your story either. Your story is to get to the win, and you will. But compassion is your friend. Take that with you. Okay, we got 1 more week left. If you are here on the day that this is released, you still have time to sign up for the webinar, and you got to get your spot. Go sign up. You can't, I'm not going to do it live here. You got to sign up so you can get the link so that you can be at the webinar live. So it is coming up. Today's Tuesday. It's coming up on Thursday. You want to be there. Go to www.drandreachristianparks.com. Get signed up. And then make sure, if you haven't, you whitelist my emails so that you don't miss. The initial email will come and say, okay, you're in, but then you got to get the next email that actually has the link in it for you. Okay? Don't miss that, because you might get the first email and think, oh, this is it. And then you go to try to get in the day of, and you're like, where is the link? It was behind that one. It was the next email. So just know you get a quick one that says, yep, you're in. And then the next one, you'll have a link. Okay? So get in there, get signed up. I want to see you on Thursday, and we're going to give more tools, more support, more help, more of what you need to create your plan, to make sure that you have your reasons, to get all of the stuff you need to win on this hero's journey. You are that hero. All right, I'm going to see you next week. Talk to you soon. Bye.